Travis, Kenny, TJ on the Two Kill Time podcast, TKT podcast, favorite podcast of all podcasts on all podcast streaming platforms like the Apple Podcast, Spotify, and YouTube. Anywhere you can watch any podcast, you can catch this podcast. Your favorite podcast, TKT podcast, Two Kill Time podcast. Boys, it's here. We're finally here. We've done this for like almost exactly a year, 52 episodes, one a week for 52 weeks, and it's honestly a surreal moment. But before we get into the culmination of our little celebratory and oorah, blah, 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 let's start with how we've started every episode. Boys, how was y'all's week?
My week was good. I've been playing a lot of ball lately, so that's been cool. It's been nice out, and I've been lucky enough to just get some shots up here and there. But that's pretty much all my week's been is work and ball.
Straight up hooping.
Yeah, it's been fire.
Word. What about you, Travi?
Same thing, bro. I've been playing ball a lot more too. Me and TJ have been playing together. He played last night. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to. I had to stay late at work, but
met up with some.
Popped out, but it was like a you don't know how long they were gonna play type of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I met up with some dudes from high school that I hadn't seen in a minute yesterday, which was pretty fire. But we ended up playing for a minute. Yeah.
Good fucking stuff, buddy. Yeah, my week wasn't bad. I was a little weird because, like, dating back to, like, probably Wednesday, I feel like I had to go in early every day for work. Like, it was just, like, an inconvenience. Or, like, one night I was off at 6 and a customer couldn't come till 6. And I was like, well, just come tomorrow. And he was like, well, I can't. I'm going out of town. And he was like, I can come Friday. I was like, great. I'm here at this time on Friday. He was like, you know what? I'm still going to come at 6, have somebody else help me. So then I stayed late. And then the next day I came in early. I was just a pain in the dick. But, you know, we sold some cars, and it was an okay week. And Haley's grandparents have been in town since, like, Sunday afternoon-ish, I think. I can't – sometime on Sunday. They showed up.
Sometime.
Yeah, and we just kind of been chilling with them. I had work on Monday, but I was off today, so we went out and wandered around Nashville, walked a pedestrian bridge and shit, and I forgot where we went. Oh, we went toward the Ryman, which is like a world-renowned country music place, and been around since like 1892. And yeah,
No shit.
That's crazy.
it was actually really cool. Just so y'all are aware, Mom and Pop say hi. Shauna also says hi in our live stream here.
Fam, what is up?
What's goody, family?
But your parents are watching quick. There's 2 times I've stopped by their house to see if they were having a fire and no one was home, and I felt just kind of weird. I was like, oh shit, now I'm like in the driveway and no one's here.
I mean, fuck, just walk out back and start a fire. Shauna's usually home.
I was gonna say you should have just going.
Oh, hey, how's it going, guys?
Hey.
Come home from the store, Trevi boy.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah,
I
Shauna.
try to shop and see them whenever I get a chance.
Yeah, Shauna's usually home. She actually just said they're not usually here on weekends because they do go to camp most Saturdays. But yeah, other than that, I mean, my week was pretty solid. But guys, again, as we've already said in this episode, it's our last episode of season 1. I can't believe we're already here. It's a little surreal, like I said before we started recording. Got like post-game or pre-game championship game jitters. It's a little nerve-wracking, man. It's crazy that we're not going to do this for a little while because, I mean, we've done it once a week. We don't know how long we're going to take a break, but what's some of the emotions going through y'all's heads right now?
I mean, it's bittersweet, you know, because, like, obviously doing it once a week for this long is tough on the 3 of us. And
yeah.
So, like, we're obviously a little burnt out, but so the break is essential. But at the same time, it's a little sad.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, again, like you said, I'm ready for the break. It's nice to be able to take a little bit of time. I mean, not that it's like so strenuous. It's only an hour of our week, but to not have to worry about that little thing when a bunch of stuff's going on. Like for us, we're getting ready to move at the end of September, so it just frees up that extra hour to be doing something and getting everything ready and doing other stuff. And I'm really excited for that. Travi, what about you, buddy?
I think for me, man, I think this podcast did what it was supposed to do.
I agree.
I think regardless of the views we get and all of that stuff, it has brought us closer together.
Which reminds me, while y'all keep talking, I'm gonna add up our views. I should have done that before pod, but I'm gonna do it right now. I'm sorry, boys.
You're good.
Word.
Yeah, so I think that's probably just like a happy moment. Like I'm glad we lasted a year so far. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And
No, I agree. It definitely has brought the three of us even closer than where we started somehow. But
yeah, which is kind of ridiculous.
I think that's the
that's just
biggest
'cause
thing
it's
for me too, because, like I said, we set out to do this. Bring us closer. Two, to talk about our weeks, and just in general, be there for other people once a week. Give them time to talk, whether we had a guest on or anything else. It was
Right.
good
yeah.
to be able to bring some people together and hopefully help a lot of people throughout some of the stuff they went through, just based off of what we went through and the topics we discussed. And just even if it was a funny topic, maybe it brightened their week up a little bit. I mean, I like to think
Yeah.
that we did that at least.
Hope so.
And
At the minimum.
yeah, hopefully more than one. But even if it's one person, man, I mean,
Then
some of
we
the stuff we've
accomplished
talked
everything
about
that we
on
were
here,
supposed to do.
yeah, everything we've talked about on here, like we're still here. You know what I mean? That gives other people hope too.
Exactly.
A
Yeah.
lot of stuff that we go through.
I'm honestly kind of cooking through this, and we're kind of up there. I'm just adding up our YouTube views. This isn't even like streams or anything like that, and
Oh shit.
we're getting kind of up there.
Gotcha.
27,
That's
21.
fire though. I mean, Jesus,
I mean,
I
it
can't
makes
believe it's
sense
been a
based off.
year though. It's crazy.
I know the year has flown by, dude. I mean, like
Right? Like
I was,
what the fuck?
I was talking to
Like
my
it's been
boss
a
today,
whole
man.
year? What?
Yeah, and I was talking to my boss, and I was like, "Yeah, we're doing our last podcast episode today." And oddly enough, I've never talked to them about it until today. I thought I
Really?
have. Yeah, I feel like I've definitely brought it up, and they're probably just gaslighting me.
They probably just didn't remember, or they're just being dicks.
Yeah.
And they were like, "Wow, you've been doing it for a year already?" I said, "Yeah, dude. Like, it feels like we've maybe done 20 episodes."
Yeah, it does not feel like it's been 52. Me and Slates were talking about it earlier too, because like the first like probably 40 went on forever, and then when we started counting down, I was like, man, I feel like we've been on episode 48 for fucking ever. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. When we got to like 45, that shit felt like it was
yeah, that shit
forever,
fucking
bro.
dragged.
Dragged along, dude.
But we did have some good episodes toward the end. I mean, I think a lot of our good episodes were spread out. We didn't kind of just have like a gleaming moment.
A
I
peak.
think.
Yeah.
We didn't
Yeah,
peak
we.
in our first month and then digress through the season.
Yeah,
I don't know,
exactly.
the horse-sized duck, man.
That was a good one. That was a good one.
that that was our second episode. That's what's crazy to me.
Yeah, that's honestly insane. I'm trying
Dude,
to.
that specific topic is always gonna be like embedded in my brain, bro. Like I'll randomly still
Yeah.
ask people that question. I don't even know. Just be so random, like 100 horse-sized ducks or one duck-sized horse. And they're like, "What?"
Yeah, it's a fucking weird subject to kind of
You said that
tackle.
backwards, but we knew what
You
you
know,
meant.
yeah, we get it.
Oh yeah,
36,
I
78.
do that a lot too. And then I'm like, "Wait, hold on."
Hold on. There's one duck-sized horse is not a problem.
One duck-sized horse is easy to take care of. I think
Yeah.
I could easily do that.
Yeah,
Shauna
yeah,
said it
that's
has been crazy seeing you boys grow and keep bonding from so far away. Very proud. It is hard maintaining friendships with a distance nowadays. That's another thing we talked about right before we started the podcast as well, was how much we changed. I mean, if you go back to episode 1 and you look at, I mean, our faces. I mean, TJ had long ass hair. I feel like me and Travis have lost a lot of weight personally, and that's something that I noticed today going out to Nashville with Haley's grandparents and just walking all day. I mean, it's not a super far walk to get to Broadway, but then we walked all around Nashville and then all the way back. And I was never out of breath. I never had an issue. And a year ago, I couldn't say the same. You know what I mean? And it feels good to be in a lot better shape. Like I said, my knee hurt a little bit, but that was because I twisted my knee like a month ago and haven't really gave a fuck about it. But I mean, you can visibly see the change in in us, like the way we look and hear the way we talk and how much more relaxed we've become talking on the podcast and things like that, and just opening up
Yeah.
and becoming more of who we are just over the past 52 weeks.
Yo, looking back at the first episode, yo, Travi, your cut, bro, was not it, fam. It's
Dude,
way better now.
I
But
was I was
man,
I was thinking about that, bro, because I think it was a few weeks before I went to
nobody really
Minnesota. I started doing this like, what I got going on
split.
now, and yeah,
It just wasn't long enough just yet.
and I
Yeah, it was
think
just
well, I think like in the first episode, dude, I resemble like being comfortable in a relationship, so I didn't care about how I looked.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like, yeah,
As
I'm not
I'm
gonna let that
as I've
happen
been
again.
over here with like 4 months of having a mullet.
well, she doesn't have a choice anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, it's
Yeah,
already.
yeah,
We just got to
you're
maintain it
locked
now.
in.
Yeah.
You just got to maintain
At
it.
this point, it's been set in. So now you're
Exactly.
just the guy with a mullet. Perfect.
I will say as well. I guess I can divide the episodes, but we've really only had 51. Obviously, this one doesn't count. Hold on, I'm gonna add
Right.
these up real quick. Let's see,
Okay.
2535 plus 3678, 1475, and then 1236 divided by 51 is 175 listens on average per episode. I'm going to multiply that back by 51 because I can't do that
Wow.
math and I already forgot the number. It's about 8,900 listens across all three platforms, which is pretty impressive, I would have to
Yeah,
say,
man.
for three guys that don't really have a digital footprint in the podcasting world and didn't
Yeah.
have any like celebrities or like shit like that, like name
No
drop
major-
people, you know what I
yeah.
mean?
Yeah, bro.
Obviously we had people on this podcast that are
Plus-
super special to us, but I'm pretty impressed by that. So thanks everybody for constantly listening
Yeah,
to us.
thank you.
That's a
We
huge
appreciate
number.
it.
We can't thank y'all enough.
Thank you. That's wild, bro. Because let's be honest, we didn't do the best at like we did in the beginning at like promoting it, and then we started to get to the middle of the season. Things we started just banging
Load
out episodes and not even
Yeah,
not even saying
load
anything.
management.
Yeah, we were taking it light, and we never even like posted them anymore.
I think that is one thing that we want to do though, or at least this is an idea I had is when coming back to the podcast is like doing. So we did 52 episodes season 1. I do want to continue doing a large amount per season, but I want to start breaking it up. So like let do 25 and then
Like a
break
part
up
one?
Yeah.
take 4 weeks and then 25 and then take 4 weeks or however we want to do it. If we want to break those into separate seasons, that's fine. And I mean it's not like there's a pattern. We don't like each episode doesn't necessarily lead into the next one. I mean,
Right.
kind of this
If it
season it did
it'd make
because I
more
mean we
sense.
brought up all our previous episodes a lot. I mean the moon one, the horse-sized duck, just stupid little things that we constantly brought up. I mean having guests on multiple times, and I mean so we're gonna have 2 months before well I don't know about 2 months, but we're gonna have a couple weeks or months where we don't upload a podcast. And that could easily allow us to record a couple episodes prior. So like my parents are coming down like September 1st through the 11th. I want to record an episode with my mom. So it makes sense to record that episode prior to us posting it.
Right.
Just because I think it'd be interesting. I'd love to have my mom on. I've wanted to have her on since we've had my dad on. So I think that'll be really, really fun. But that's also an idea I had too, was record a couple guest podcasts prior. That way we can take a week off. You know what I mean? Or record a couple in the same night and take a couple weeks off like a lot of people do. And have like part 2s of people. Like I really want to have Troy back on. I want to have Anthony on. I want to have JP on, and just more people that we've come to know over the past 52 weeks that we just didn't have an opportunity. I want to have Chris back on because I feel like we didn't give him a good enough episode last week just because it was kind of impromptu having him on. I want to do a better job at tailoring an episode to him instead of having Jeff there in the background. It's tough to equate questions just to him when so many of those other questions related to Jeff as well, even though that was the intent of that episode, which I think is a good idea.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
agree.
But it's just it's wild, man, that we've come this far and having the sport that we've had from a distance. I mean, we don't make a dime off of this. We never intended to make anything off of this podcast, and to have the constant support from friends and family and even people that we don't know. I mean, we've had listeners from Australia, the UK, Asia. I mean, I think the only place we didn't reach was Antarctica in terms of having at least one listener, which we can't reach the South Pole for some reason, but that's all right. Which is awesome. Slates to L me. I do want to have Slates on next year. The goal was to have him on this season.
L me.
But it just didn't end up panning out because of how many episodes we
Big
ran
L
out of.
dog.
But he also doesn't have a camera, which is a big thing. I mean, that's not necessarily a requirement for us, but it's something that we prefer. We like to have the contact. It feels more personal, things like that.
Right.
It's close to a requirement.
Yeah, I mean, we've never had anybody on that wasn't on the screen, so I would say
Like,
it's probably a
highly
requirement.
recommended.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry, what'd you say?
Oh, this guy.
Oh
Being a comedian.
man.
You just kicked me out, finish the episode.
Yeah, right. But it's like, all right.
All right, he's done. He's not going to be back next season. It's just a TK podcast next week because Travis is the second T in that.
That's great.
Yeah, he didn't even hear you. I don't think.
Oh, you didn't hear that?
No,
I
cut
said
out.
it's just going to have to become the TK podcast because the second T is Travis.
Oh, that's great.
Yo, listening back, Kane always fucking introduced us. My name comes first. That's all I'm saying.
No, that's
all I'm
not
saying.
true.
But in the Spotify description, Travis is first before anyone.
I will say, like,
So,
every time I introduce it, I try to switch it up. Whether I do, hey, this is TJ Kenny Travis, or Travis Kenny. I feel like I say Travis Kenny and TJ more, to be fair.
I haven't really. I just kind of made that.
Like,
up.
I'm just trying to think of like the word track in my head of how I say
Like,
it.
someone
I
could
can't
probably-
even remember it. I'm just so in the
someone
mode
probably
of
would
like I need to figure out how to say podcast as many times as I can.
Okay.
Which, by the way, season 2's intro is going to be unreal because I'm going to make that like 2 minutes.
Ridiculous.
I'm just going to make it as long as I can, just saying podcast over and over again.
We'll get a podcast.
You do a
counter.
podcast.
podcast, TKT podcast.
Just popping off.
But it's like I keep thinking, just looking back I'm looking at some of these titles, and it's just like, I mean, talking relationships, talking music. Willie joins the pod. The boys talk gaming. Jaxo's on the pod, and just like all the different little things that we talked about, man. I just think of how much maybe we helped ourselves and helped other people because, I mean, just in the shit that us three have went through. And just in titling the episodes,
Right.
you know what I mean? And talking over those things that, I mean, not necessarily super in depth, but we talked about things that meant stuff to us and how we were getting through certain things. And even just talking about sports, man, like that may be that one thing somebody needs that week. Just that chipper, man, 1,000 horse size or 1,000 duck size horses. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's fucking wild to think about. How much of that may have impacted other people. I don't know if it did, but like Travis said, if it helps 100, great. If it helped one, we still accomplished what we set out to do this podcast. So, again, super thankful for you guys. Not trying to get like fucking sappy or anything, because fuck y'all, but we appreciate y'all listening. We appreciate y'all listening week in and week out. That being said, there's two things that we really want to talk about tonight. The second one will happen in a little bit. The first one is we want to fucking... I got a bone to pick with EA, okay?
Yeah. We got beef.
EA Sports has hyped up Madden 24 for
company.
6 months, right? Like, and I think everybody can say they've been equally hyped, especially for PC players like myself. We're finally getting all the features that console has had for the last 2 or 3 years. We're getting momentum. We're getting the precise paxing. We're getting all the new animations. We're getting the new fucking... the broadcasting transitions and shit, like just overall fucking hype. But the big key this year, because for some reason in sports games they've never had this, is cross-platform. Right? Cross-platform.
Massive draw.
They
It was like one of
advertised
the
it
biggest
fucking
things-
everywhere. that it was
everywhere
going
that
to be
Madden was
crossplay. And then yesterday, I'm on their website. I'm just scrolling to see what the digital pre-order is with Travis. I think it was yesterday or the day before. I'm scrolling on their website, looking at the digital pre-order, what you get. And I scroll down and it's like crossplay with like a fucking asterisk. And I'm like, oh, what the fuck is this? And I start reading it, click on it because it's like, hey, information about crossplay, blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, oh, maybe there's something that I don't know. Click on it. And it says crossplay is only in the fucking modes of Ultimate Team, Superstar KO, and head-to-head. So if I want to play one of you guys, I can. Not the mode everybody else wanted it on, connected franchise. Yeah. You know, the titled fucking mode that is connected franchise. The only mode that everybody wanted to fucking play with their friends. No, instead you make it Ultimate Team and Superstar KO. Superstar KO is based off of your career mode, which how many people do you think actually fucking play a 3v3 with their career mode player like fucking Park or Rec on Madden? How many people do you think did that last year? A guess of a percentage is less than 5%.
I was going to say it like
5% of the player 10%. Base maybe even ventured into that. So you put it into that. Madden Ultimate Team, don't get me wrong, it's their biggest fucking money grab. I completely fucking understand it.
I was going to say they don't make any money in franchise.
I get it. They're making money off of fucking Ultimate Team. What is the difference in me playing fucking someone on PC and someone on a fucking console in Ultimate Team? Yeah. We're both playing on controller. It's not like COD where people play on mouse and keyboard or controller. Like you're going into a game where everybody is at the same level. Yes, you're getting new features, but if anything, I don't want to fucking play against people that are on console this year. They have 2 years of this fucking field sense system and the dynamic throwing that I don't fucking have. I'm going to get my shit rocked because they're going to dot me up every time I'm in zone coverage. Why the fuck would I want it then? But not in franchise.
No, it's fucking ridiculous, bro. It's fucking ridiculous. They knew that on purpose. That's why they always were hyping up crossplay, because they were like, oh, now we'll get the most amount of people. And everyone was like, sick. Now we can finally do fucking franchises with our friends. And then just
everybody goes and fucking buys it.
Yeah. And then just as everyone pre-orders the shit, they go, oh, yeah, by the way, you can only fucking play head-to-head or Ultimate Team where you have to spend fucking $500
to compete. Yeah, to compete. And I don't want this to be misconstrued. It may have been something we missed. They may have always said it. It may have always been in the fine print that franchise wasn't in the thing. But when every creator out there is choosing to not mention that it won't be the franchise mode that'll be connected. Because, I mean, I watch Eric Rayweather, I watch fucking TD Barrett, I watch Bangle, I watch MMG, all four of the biggest names in Madden content creation. I watch them every week, just on my lunch break, whatever. Not one of them have said anything about that. Granted, MMG's more of a MUT player, but like Bangle and Eric Rayweather, that's all they do is just post Madden content, informational content, or like rebuilds and stuff. Those are the guys that are going to talk about these things. And I feel like it was never fucking mentioned.
I was going to say, which leads me to believe that they didn't know either because they chose to kind of bury it until...
And that's why I said, like, it's like out of nowhere, the day before launch, they announced this fucking bullshit. And I will say that I've only played like 2 or 3 games of Madden 24, and it is leaps and bounds, in my opinion, above Madden 23. But I'm on PC. I haven't had momentum. I haven't had the field sense. I haven't had the precise passing. I haven't had the new animations. I haven't had the new fucking graphics. Like, I'm getting a completely different game than I had last year. Console players are getting essentially the same game. Yes, it may look a little bit better. They came out with a new Sapien fucking like design and shit, but like I'm on a completely different game than I was last year. Just like with 2K. When 2K announced that it was going to be cross-platform, we talked about it, and I was fucking hyped. Guess what's not included in the cross-platform? PC. Because for whatever reason, these conglomerate fucking gaming console companies like Sony and Microsoft have paid off all of these fucking sports developers to make everything for next gen and leave PC behind so that they have to buy a console. And I don't even. When the fuck did PS5 drop? 2019, 2020?
I was gonna say 2020.
I'm 3 years into it. I'm not going to buy a fucking console right now for just 2K or just Madden because if that's what it takes to earn my business, like that's not fair to me. I'm
That's wild.
willing to go out and buy the $100 version of the game year after year after year. Not gave a fuck. I bought every 2K until 2023. I didn't buy the last one. I'm not buying this one. Like I bought every one since 2K13. And my money's not good enough because apparently my $5,000 PC that can run anything on 4K 60 FPS can't compete with a fucking PlayStation or an Xbox. I just don't get that, man. It's fucking frustrating. And I really didn't want this to be like a huge rant, but it needs to be, man. Like they need to be fucking called out.
Yeah, someone needs to bring attention to it.
And most of the creators do play on
Call out, and
it's the same thing with Call of Duty, man. Like a year ago, Activision was trying to buy Microsoft, or Microsoft was trying to buy Activision, excuse me, and it was put on hold for this whole FTC trial, and the trial's finally over, and Microsoft was granted to buy them. But a year ago, before MW2 came out, it was MW2 was going to be a 2-year title. What have you been seeing the last 2 weeks? Nothing but MW3.
Yeah.
So what happened to the 2-year fucking cycle? Now I have to buy another $70 game that's literally going to be the same fucking game as MW2 with different maps. It's going to be the same engine. It's going to be the same graphics. You're going to get updated guns, which are going to be MW3 guns from fucking 10 years ago, and the same maps from fucking 10 years ago, remastered, because we're all so fucking nostalgic, because that's what media companies bred us all to be at our age, is to be so after that feeling of being a fucking kid. So we're all going to go out and fucking buy it. But that's all I see content creators talking about. That's all I see like pro players talking about is what happened to this 2-year cycle, because especially in the CDL, the Call of Duty League, I started following it a lot last year, and then this year I followed it even more. If you're on a 2-year cycle, man, this year there was a lot. They have every year what they call roster rating. It's essentially free agency. They just call it that because it brings it hype. But, I mean, every team was wiped out. The Thieves didn't have a player. Optic got rid of 2. Minnesota dropped their whole, like, there's fucking 16 teams in the league, and 8 of them don't have a player on the roster right now because of free agency. They haven't signed anybody. So imagine having this game where you have the top 8 teams make champs, and there's 5 majors, and the 8 teams that make champs, they go win a fucking CDL championship, New York Subliners. Half the teams get fucking wiped out. And now you're on the same game. Every team's going to be different. It's basically like taking the NBA playoff teams and being like, hey, now y'all got to switch. You got to do a whole new fucking fantasy draft. And we're running this shit back. The same fucking schedule, the same fucking game. Run it back. Let's see who's actually fucking good at this game, or if it was just a team chemistry thing. You know what I mean? Like, build a super team. Get fucking Steph, KD, Clay, and fucking Draymond Green back on a fucking team in Golden State. And just run it back with the other 9 teams completely different. And be like, well, let's see if they're that good. Let's try and make our own fucking super team. How fucking cool would that be? And then now they're like, nah, we're bringing back a new game.
Yeah, that makes no sense.
For a year, that was the hype. And that's why nobody ever speaks up, because they're multi-billion-dollar companies that know no matter what, they're so far deep into this run of fucking Call of Duty that everyone's going to buy that game. Everyone's going to buy that game. Doesn't matter. Because even if us 3 say, hey, we're not buying COD this year, or we're not buying Madden, or we're not buying 2K.
Makes no difference.
What's 3 fucking $60 sales when another 200 million people are going to buy it? It just doesn't make sense. You're never going to be able to fucking conglomerate them. But anyways, that's my spiel on fucking EA. If you guys have anything to say about them, now's the time.
I don't know. You hit all the points, bro.
Yeah. They've been bad for years.
Just annoying. Dude, like, and I've
EA and 2K.
Yeah. Especially 2K, bro. Like, me and TJ are really big into 2K. Like, all of us were.
Yeah.
But, like, and I've talked to both of you individually about it. Like, I miss playing with Kane, bro. Like,
Me too.
Yeah.
It's some bullshit.
And that's what I mean. I miss playing the game. I want to play 2K, man. But why should my $70 get me a completely different game?
Right.
There's no reason why mine should be a cruise ship that has 3 floors and 2 of them don't fucking work, and y'all have a fucking 100-kilometer fucking city and golf carts.
Yeah.
But it pisses me off, man, because like there's nothing more I want than to be able to like hit both of you up and be like, yo, let's hop on rec.
And just run
Like
threes.
there's nothing
Yeah.
else I want more.
I
And
wish, bro.
it just can't happen.
It's so
I know that's the
annoying.
problem is like all the like content creators, they all have to buy like a fucking Xbox, PS5, and
Well,
PC.
that's the fucking thing. They made it so that they had to buy it, but now you got EA Creator Program. So guys like Bengal, MMG, they're getting the game for fucking free 5 days before anybody else can even fucking play it.
Right.
Like, if you go to their fucking channel right now, if you go on Bengal's channel right now, he had fucking
Yeah,
Madden
videos.
24 fucking content 3 days before anybody else did.
I've seen TikToks and shit.
Like, give me a
Like,
fucking break. I'm
years ago.
spending $70 fucking dollars, and I can't play my fucking friend. Every other game is free fucking games allow me to play with you guys across country.
I know, I don't get it.
Yeah,
don't
okay,
understand
Rocket
why-
League released it. They didn't have game chat at first crossplay. So guess what? We fucking talk in Discord. Like, I don't fucking understand that. How do free fucking games have
No,
what multi-billion dollar companies that have
COD's
been
not free,
making
but-
the game for 25 fucking years? What?
They don't have it.
They don't have the fucking funds? I bought every one for the last 20 fucking years. I'm 25
You're
years
not
old.
the only one.
Yeah.
Like, holy fuck, I love the games. I'm going to buy Madden every year. That's because I love fucking football. I don't buy MLB The Show anymore because I'm not fucking, I never play it. Play it for 2 weeks and stop. Madden's the only sports game, minus 2K, which I haven't bought, is the only sports game that I will consistently play all year round, whether it be I take a month off or I go back to it in 2 weeks. Like, I consistently play it. 2K's the same way. I'll play it for fucking months, play it with the boys whenever we want to get on, just like Call of Duty. You play it for months, you hop off, you hop back on, you hop off, you hop back on. And I can play with who I fucking want to play, and I can't do it in the games that I actually fucking enjoy.
Yeah.
Like
we have to like compromise, and like the only game we really can play now is like COD, Rocket.
yeah,
and then,
free
like-
games. Like, okay, yes, Call of Duty multiplayer isn't free. I get that. Warzone, Fortnite,
Free.
Rocket League, Fall
All free.
Guys, Among Us, fucking. I'm just going off the games that I
Among
have
Us.
on my fucking on my computer right now. I mean, GTA's been fucking $9 for 6 months on Epic Games. Farming Simulator's free on fucking Game Pass. Like, all these games. Cross-platform, free. Multi-billion-dollar companies can't fucking figure it out. How is that possible?
I don't get why all games aren't crossplay minus like brand specific games. You know what I mean? Like God of War for
I mean,
PlayStation or
Fucking Need for
Forza.
Speed. How many racing games have they came out with that are single-player games but are open-world multiplayer with people from Xbox, PC, and PlayStation?
Yeah, bro.
It's
Yeah.
they're just choosing not to do it because they sell more fucking copies.
Right.
Because if I have an Xbox and my friends have a PS5, I'm not going to go out and buy a PS5. But if I have extra cash, well, why not? I'm just going to buy a PS5 and fucking buy Madden so I can play Madden with my fucking friends. Like, there is no reason, which is great because, I mean, there's a workaround. Yes, you can play head-to-head, but in those franchises, we're going to, if we do 2 separate connected and then play head-to-heads for the playoffs, we still have to finish the playoffs in both connected franchises so that those stats are just wiped out and we have to keep track. And then if people don't make the fucking playoffs, then they're just fucking chilling for twice as long because now you have to sim the connected franchise and actually play the fucking game.
Right.
It's just so frustrating, man. Like, it
yeah,
fucking pisses me off. It's just so dumb. So fucking dumb.
So dumb. Because this could have been a thing as soon as we had next gen consoles.
It should have been the feature as soon as next gen came out.
Yes.
Bam.
It should have been now with next gen, you can play with anyone.
But now we're 3 years into it, and they're bringing crossplay.
And they're
Specifically in 2K, it's only on next gen. So if I'm still
Yeah.
on PS4, I can't play with you guys. If I'm on PC, I can't play with you guys. So it's only between PS5 and Xbox Series S or X, whatever the fuck they're called. Xbox Series fuck your mom. Can play with each other. Madden, at least they did the right thing and made it all like, hey, yeah, you can play with whoever.
Yeah.
Except for in the fucking mode everybody wants to play it in.
No, that makes no sense. Like, I can't figure out why
Why?
they wouldn't
Why?
just fucking add that.
I get MUT because it's paid for, but why would I even want that? Why do I want to play people that are on console that have now have a 2-year head start on the game that I do? Why would I want that?
That's true.
But in the game
That
mode
is
that
true.
you can have 32 fucking people in, all on the same fucking league, you can't do it.
Nope.
It's fucking dumb.
It's
Anyways,
dumb as fuck.
well, let's let's get fucking off this. So, our boy Slates, as y'all know, I mean, you've heard his name several times on this podcast. He's a avid viewer of the TKT podcast. I think he's seen like every episode 6 times. He's constantly in our stream. Appreciate you, buddy. Thank you so much. A while ago, I want to say we were at like 20 or so episodes. He did a tier list of all our episodes. He's now finished that tier list with all of our episodes, obviously besides this one, which I feel like this one ranks pretty high up there so far. But
Yeah.
so everything minus this episode is on this tier list. I don't know if he'll update it come next season, but that's fine. I'm sending it to you now, and there's 2 things you need to know before we start this tier list. One is that he has a beef with Will. And 2, he loves the fucking podcast. So I do appreciate his input. I mean, he's listened to a lot of the episodes a lot of times. So I'm sending this to the group chat right now.
Will just ask me ETA.
Approximately 2 seconds.
You're a bitch.
If you couldn't guess, that portion of the tier list is Will's episodes. And they
No
just have a
way,
beef, man.
man.
They have an ongoing thing.
This is hard to look at. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
There's a lot going on here. There's a lot going
Yeah.
on. So we're gonna go from the bottom to the top. So so think of this as we're going from F to A, right? F, D, C, B. Okay, yeah. So we're going F, D, C, B, A, S. So S.
Yeah, we'll throw an
F
S
to
in
S
there.
tier. In the F tier is called You're a Bitch, and it's episodes 12 and 32, which are conveniently Williams episodes on the podcast. Let's go to a live fucking look-in with William Trapp here. Trevor, do you want to give him a call?
You want to give him a ring?
I need to know how he
Yeah.
feels about the bottom 2 spots being his.
Yeah, being ranked absolute last
And
Is he
second.
watching?
in all episodes.
Yes,
I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, motherfucker.
How do you feel?
It's his opinion, so I can't control that.
What's your opinion? Where do you think your episodes rank?
Yeah.
My episodes are pretty good, especially for the fact that one of them was, up on now.
It was
And I
what?
did.
Oh, I mean, yeah, you did come and clutch that episode, but that doesn't mean it's like a top ranking episode.
Yeah.
Well, no.
Well,
It's just because he has beef with me. That's all the reason.
I would say they're probably somewhere between 14 and 25. I would probably rank both of them.
That's a valid,
Will, I do agree that you're a
valid
bitch.
spot.
Also agree.
Yeah, I'll triple down on that.
Can confirm it is a shared opinion.
Yep.
But that's all, buddy.
We put our TKT stamp on that.
Yep, seal of
And,
approval.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
all, bro.
When you called me almost an hour ago, it sounded like you wanted.
It was not an hour ago. It was less than 39 minutes ago.
Oh, please.
Okay, 40 minutes.
Yeah, shut your
See,
mouth.
you really are a bitch.
You literally asked me why you hate children, and then you're like, answer the phone in 20 minutes. Like, we need you. We need
Hey,
you.
yo.
Hey, at least you still answered. Thanks, buddy. Anyways, have a good day at work. See you
Have
later.
a good one. Bye. Love you.
Enjoy one. Bye.
Hope you find your dad.
Bye, money.
Thanks. So the next tier would be our D tier, which is rankings 38 through 49. So we're gonna go from bottom to top. We have episode 9, which is TJ and Kane take on the fast food bracket. Episode 30. I'm swinging through these. We concur pulp and orange juice is a crime to kill time. I feel like that one was okay.
That one's.
Number 6.
Yeah, you
which
cover
is-
your face, motherfucker.
Fast Food Madness bracket. We finished that. Number 34. We're bouncing around here, which doesn't help me at all because I just scrolled
Right.
through these. NBA playoff predictions. I'm just gonna rip through these. We're just gonna name the top ones after I list all these. So 27, 16, 29, 35, 26, 42, 17, and 31 are your rankings from 38 to 49. That's your D class. I'm trying to say it slow so if people are listening, they can go through and like kind of scroll. In our
Right.
yeah, that was D class. Sorry, that was D class. So C class is 26 through 37. So this is from bottom to top. 37 through 26 is 40, 25, 38, or excuse me, 28, 13, 15, 24, 4, 49, 36, 33, 48, and 37.
Bro, I feel like I'm back at bingo with my mom when I was like 10 years old.
Like they're actually going kind of slow, and it's fucking B4,
B37.
And she
I-16.
just looks over like, Trav, I have a case. I just need 067.
I have a case. And then this is our B tier, 14 through 25. Again, we're going to rip through these ones, and then 13 through the top one we'll actually go through.
10, 20, 51, 41. No, I'm kidding. Go.
25th is 10, 20, 51. Wow, that's pretty high up there. That was our last one. 51's up there. 41, 21, 50, 1. First episode's up there. 38, 2, 39, 18, and 44.
I
So
feel like 2 has to be in that A class, but
what was
other than that,
what was 2?
that was the
Oh
duck
yeah,
side.
that one's got to
That was
be.
the duck
That's a
one.
top
That
10.
one's got to be number.
That's a top
yeah.
10. Again, like we said in the beginning, I feel like a lot of our episodes, like we had really good ones here, really good ones there. Like we just sprinkled in some dashes. Obviously, there's some
Right.
dead episodes. And then so this is 13 through 2, and I'm gonna go ahead and read them off. We can kind of talk about them a little bit. So 13 is 45, which is Riley joins the pod. I also think that was a good one. Gave some different perspectives on that.
Yeah, for sure.
Obviously, I mean, I don't know too much about Riley, neither do you guys, so it was good to have him on the pod, kind of get to know him a little bit better. Let's see. Number 12 is episode 11, which is talking relationships with Travis to kill time, which is again one of those episodes where I think TJ wasn't on that one, but it was an episode where we really just kind of opened up to give y'all a little bit of relationship advice to get through your lives, whether you're young, old, or just from stuff we've been through, and we hope that episode helped y'all.
Yeah, for sure.
Episode number 11, or ranked 11th, is episode number 46, which I believe is Shauna's episode. Just missing out on the top 10. Per usual, falling short of goals for Shauna.
That's crazy.
She joined the pod. I really like that episode. That she goes how, but good episode. Again, really good to have her on to tackle those hard to talk about subjects. We didn't get like too serious about some things, but we also talked a lot about mental health. And again, just one of those episodes that I think helped out a lot of people, whether they needed to hear it or not. I mean, it was a good conversation, I think, for all of us to sit down and learn more from someone who's experienced probably some more stuff than we have in that instance. And do you guys have anything to say about that episode before I'm going to the next one?
That one I wasn't in for very long because I
Oh,
remember I had
yeah.
to leave
Yeah.
to go to
That
work.
one I had to leave like halfway through.
Yeah, I forgot about
Yeah,
that. Well, maybe you should
even
go give it a
sooner than
listen.
that. I did, but I
Oh.
was just saying that was one that I just wasn't in for very long.
Oh,
But it was good.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I did enjoy that episode a lot. Like I said, I think it helped out us three the most in general.
for sure.
Cracking the top 10, episode 43, which is Matty Ice, Matty J, Matthew Johannesson joins the pod to kill time.
I like that,
Hey,
dude. Matt
Johannes.
deserves a top 10.
Yeah, Matt does
Yeah.
deserve a top 10. Matt's a great guy. If anything, he deserves top 5. Again, another really good episode. Someone that went through a lot of stuff. The guest episodes, in my opinion, are some of our best, of course.
Oh shit, Trav, were you not there for that one?
No, because he
Not
had,
No, you
from Matt.
weren't.
he had coordinated it, and then he got sick.
That's right. That's right.
I remember that
Yeah.
distinctively. So shout out Matty Ice cracking the top 10 open for us. Number 9, opinion bias based list. To be honest, I mean it is his tier list of our podcast episode. That kind of fucking
That
adds up. Will.
That would make sense.
So number 9 is episode 19, which is talking religion and memories with Jeff. Man, that was that early.
Holy fuck, really?
That was that early in the season. Holy shit.
We posted that on December 28th, 22.
That is
bro.
fucking wild.
That was right after Christmas? Holy.
I cannot believe. I didn't think that was that early. I thought that was like the 30s.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I thought it
man.
was too.
I mean,
That's what I was gonna say.
I'm 3 months behind. But another
Yes,
good
sir.
one. I mean, super good perspective into another world, man. I mean, to be honest, I think
Yeah.
it didn't. I don't want to say necessarily open our mind, but it gave us the opportunity to pick someone else's brain and allowed him to hear our point of view from people who aren't super religious in that fact. Again, another solid episode.
I was gonna say it's not that we're like ignorant; we just don't know about it. So
Yeah,
it
it
was,
just allows us to pick his brain, man. Like,
Yeah,
see,
give us
see
more
where his
insight
perspective
on it.
from. Because I mean, how many
Yeah.
people do you really know that can say, yeah, I mean, I had this reflection with God, or had this moment where I had that realization, and you
Probably
feel
my
like you
aunt
can
and
actually
uncle.
fucking trust them to give you that answer. You know what I mean? I mean, I don't have somebody like that in my life, and besides Jeff.
Yeah, for sure.
my aunt and uncle, and then Jeff probably.
Let's see.
Jason
Will
and-
said, "Oh, I know, but my episode being dead last is very biased because of the beef." He said earlier. I mean, he replied back to
butthurt.
that. He said, "Where the fuck is it?" He said, "32 is decent, and 12 is very good. It's just going into the beef." So I mean, he's obviously fucking around with you. And then us three all said, "Hey, your episodes probably belong in either 14 to 25 or 26 to 37."
Bro.
Like, I feel like we
Go
fucking.
back to work.
I feel like we already crossed that bridge, Willie. I feel like you're
Go
hung
back
up for no
to
reason.
work.
Yes,
Yeah,
to
aren't
give
you
you what
on
is
the
going
clock?
on, he was posting photos of me without my consent. It was not in a bad way, dude. He was fucking with you, and you got mad about it. And then you reported him, got his fucking account blocked, and he had to fucking change his profile picture. That's all the beef. It's nothing crazy. Like,
Oh, look at him now.
and Jesus Christ. So that was episode 19, right? Yeah. So that was
Yeah.
9th. 8th is episode 5, which is really early.
Early one.
Is talking about Twitch
Twitch
drama.
drama.
Obviously, I figured Slates would like that episode a lot. That's an episode I like as well. I mean, just
Sports drama.
Twitch drama and
Oh,
gambling.
Twitch drama.
So like the
Yeah,
whole
yeah,
thing
yeah.
where they were
Okay.
banning gambling on
Yes.
Twitch, and
I do remember that.
that's just a huge subject right now in the gaming and streaming community because, I mean, realistically, there's gambling in every video game. You open a pack on Ultimate Team, you open a pack on my team, like all of that is gambling. The loot boxes in COD, like all that shit, and CS:GO, Twitch. In fact,
Yeah.
going back to that, Twitch has now banned selling any of your shit on CS:GO on stream. You can legally get banned by that now. If you go to sell a
Damn,
knife
what?
for real, yeah, because it's gambling. You're just sitting there buying crates, opening, hoping to get that knife, and then sell it for real fucking money. It's crazy.
That's true. Yeah. Okay. That makes sense.
Let's see. 7th is episode number 3. Another early one. Our ghost reel work ethics moving and NFL Week 1 power rankings. This is back when we used to do like 2-hour-long
power
episodes,
rankings.
which
The power
I'm
rankings.
a fan of, man. I think that might be a good idea next year too, is to do 2 episodes a week and do like 25 episodes a season.
Dude, see, that was
I want
my
to
rough
talk
idea.
about sports because we had talked about that the other day. Me and TJ on the phone, like just creating more content, not necessarily just with the podcast, but as a group, because we think we can be. I mean, we all bounce really well off each other. We do certain things as a group really well, and I think if we start doing like we record Sunday and do like Monday sports episodes, and then Tuesday we post on Wednesday. And those are like, hey, we're just shit talking episodes and things like that, talking about real world topics.
I'm glad you brought that up because that was my idea. Maybe we have like a sports episode.
Yeah. Like that
all right. Yeah. Fuck yeah. That could be cool.
Work. I mean, and especially with football season coming up, if we take a month or 2 off, look at all that sports content.
Look at all that content.
Look at all the content we get to catch up on. So this should be 6th. Right? Am I doing the math right? 6th is episode 47. Travi, go ahead and tell me what episode that is.
Oh, boy. I just clicked off of it.
You motherfucker. It's talking man obsessions, IPAs, and top 5 video games of all time. I also really like this episode. This was a really good one.
That's one of my personal favorites.
Yeah, that one's solid. I'm surprised that didn't make the top 5. It's obviously 6th. It's top 10, but that's a really good one. Just to recap what Will is saying, Slate's confirmed that the 12th episode, the first one he was on, is his top 15. And then he said, I had to close Twitch because it wasn't letting me chat. None of this would have happened if you let me on Deep Dive. And he said, get a camera. I do want to say,
none of us have been on Deep Dive.
You invited me on the Deep Dive podcast to record a month ago and never messaged me about recording it. So
texted me once, said, hey, are you free to come on? And that was it.
We had a date and time.
And then you told me you put my ex before me on an episode? Nah, bro, you're bugging.
Oh.
Wow. Missiles on the final episode. We're leaving this episode on a cliffhanger. Oh my God, dude.
Nah, that's crazy.
I hope he's fucking still in here now. I hope he fucking heard that.
If not, he will in a week.
Yeah, he'll hear it tomorrow on the fucking podcast.
Yeah, tomorrow.
So that was episode 47, was 6th. Right?
Yes.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so then episode 5, your first top 5 episode is episode 14, which is Jaxo Jones Pod. I think that was a good one too because he's the youngest person that we found on the podcast. So
I forgot about that episode.
It was another episode where we really had someone on to give a different perspective, just like the Jeff episode. It gave us a look into somebody that's younger's eyes, and that's why I want to have Slate on too because, yeah, okay, him and Jax are kind of in the same age bracket, like age group, but I mean, they're two totally different people. I mean, Slate's is a troll. He's a kid still. He's got a lot of growing up to do. Not that that's a bad thing, but
that's just where he's at right now.
Like Jaxo's mentality, I don't know where he got it from, but like those little things have really brought him onto the podcast sooner because it gave us that different perspective from a younger age group, which you guys know we're obviously not afraid to have people on here that challenge what we believe in or challenge what we want to talk about because
brings up better discussion.
It's better discussion. It grows us as people. It helps the listeners hear things that they may have questions on. Will said, my apologies, conflict and schedules. Slates then said, I mean, that is really wild, though. I'm doing my best. Shauna said that's CA behavior. I don't know what the fuck that means.
CA behavior.
That's got to be like some lesbian talk or something. I don't know what that means.
No, hold on. So Will didn't have nothing to say.
I'm catching up. There's a lot. Hold on. There's a lot. Slate says conflicts and schedules. You had her on like 4 months ago, but had bad audio. Shauna replied with Slate's coming in for the throat right now. Will then responded with, we recorded, but audio issues came into play and we never posted. Will then said, our schedules matched. I'm doing my best. I work nights and most work days. so it makes
I
it
work
hard.
nights, Will. I don't
Will,
want to hear it.
we
I don't
had
wanna
a
hear it.
day and time scheduled, and you never hit me up to record it. Is that like on me? I have to reach out to you. You're the planner. Every time we've needed you,
your
we
podcast.
reach out to you. Fuck it. Every time we have to record the episode, we reach out to each other to make sure we're ready to record.
On top of that, hold on, bro. I don't give a fuck about your audio issues. You still had my ex on before me, bro. I was your dog at one point.
I was
the
your
first friend-
dog, dude.
I was the first motherfucking friend you had in Canton, bro.
What the fuck is up, Kyle? What the fuck did you see?
What
dude?
the fuck, dude? What the fuck? guys?
Step the fuck up, bro.
The fuck do you know? Shut the fuck up, Kyle.
No, that's mad disrespectful. Like I don't even want to be on the pod now. I keep on forgetting that, bro.
No, I don't even want to be on now. I keep forgetting I don't want to be on this shit.
Wait, there's an episode
There's a
on Will's
there's a
pod
lost track
with Lindsay?
of Will and Lindsay. Yeah, apparently there's a lost audio track. Like it's gonna come out as like a SpongeBob episode in 20 years. Like the lost files when they lost the
Just fucking-
lost episode.
Yeah. The Zoe 101 vault type shit.
Shauna
capsule.
replied to having like different people on. It opens up your listeners as well as it opens up your listeners as well though. Okay, gotcha. Because it brings in different varieties of viewers. And she said caca is what she meant by CACA. Like yucky behavior.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know why there was a space there. It opens up. Yep. Already read that. My apologies. Something came up. That is on me. That's fair. Make an episode where y'all just dog him for that shit. I mean, I feel like we're just dogging on him this whole episode.
doing that right now.
I mean, obviously
I can't actually dog on Will.
Yeah, like,
on
we
a
have
podcast
love for him.
the way
It's
I
out of
want
love.
to.
Yeah, like
it's
it's out of love. We're not trying to be dicks. I mean, we're just fucking
a little. We're just
Um,
naturally dicks, but we love them.
Slade said it's on Twitch apparently. Will said, but I don't know. I don't know what that means. Anyways, maybe we'll get on season 2 of the deep dive. Seems how you started season 1 before and ended before us.
Weak.
Just saying. I don't even fucking remember what. Oh, we're on episode 14, top 5. Episode.
Right.
So the fourth. Is this the fourth? Third. Yeah, fourth.
Yes.
Fourth
It's
ranked episode
23
is
Haley joins.
just fucking cut me off. Fuck me, I guess.
Yeah,
you know?
right.
I mean,
Just
thought
hopped
we
right
had a
in.
fucking thing going because the last time
It
I
was a
fucking asked you what
system.
episode it was, you had no fucking clue. You
That's
couldn't
why
even
I
fucking
had
step
it,
in.
bro.
So
You
now
got
I'm just
it
like, all right,
already,
fuck you.
dog.
I'll just take this show and fucking run with it, and you're gonna come in and attack me. You're just gonna
Right
butt
at the
in there.
right at the peak. Anywho, Kane, keep it moving.
Episode
Let's-
23, 4th overall on the tier list, is Haley joins the pod, talking childhood's future and relationships. Travi, why don't you go ahead and give me a breakdown of how that episode went?
I don't know.
Why that episode's top 5?
Nope. I'll keep my mouth shut.
What are you fucking crying over there?
He does sound like
Keep my
it, bro.
mouth shut.
Oh, the steak water is fine. Oh, that's funny. So we're waiting on the breakdown.
Yeah, we're waiting on the why you think
Yeah,
it's
go
top
ahead,
5.
bro. Since you're riding Kane's dick, go ahead.
Yeah, since you're glazing so
Yeah,
much,
we-
TJ.
All right, it was the first one with Haley that we had on because Haley, what, 3-4 fucking episodes? It felt like,
Fucking something like that. She was on back to back.
right? She was on a bunch, so it was like that was the first one, if I remember correctly.
It was.
And we broke down how him and fucking Haley have been together for so long, them moving out to Tennessee, Haley growing up, blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that was off the dome, Travi.
I was just
Come
off
at
the
me.
piece, bro. What do you got to
Off
say?
the-
You got the next one, ready? All right, so third ranked overall is episode 7, which is near and dear to my heart. Mental health in the life of a soldier to kill time. Our first guest ever, Troy Ariola, one of my really good friends down here, one of my pals. Why don't you go ahead and break out why that episode's top 5? Fuck, top 3. It's a podium
That was our
finisher.
first guest.
That was our
first
first
slate.
guest episode.
No shit.
Talked a lot of mental health that episode. Remember that. That was the main
Yeah.
thing I gathered from
Did
that
you
one.
gather that from the title or?
No. From being a soldier.
It's like when you read the back of the
Shauna goes
book,
crazy
bro.
input from Trav here.
Yeah.
It's like when you read the back cover and you're like, yeah,
It's like when you spark notes the chapter
yeah,
in
you're like, nah,
English
I
class.
got it.
You're like, nah, 3 sentences for 16 pages, easy.
And
Damn right.
she calls you out, and you're
he
like,
goes, "You're damn right."
damn, Skippy.
That episode it was really good. Again, that was our first
good one.
real look
That was a deep
into
one.
into some real world problems. I mean that like legitimately our first serious episode was episode 7, talking about like legitimate problems in the world and things people face. Because I mean, Troy's our age, Troy's young, and he's already out of the military, can't go back because of issues he has from being in the military, and it's super tough to see someone our age having that spot in their life already because of fighting for us to live our freedom from the same age
Everything.
as we were to now. You know what I mean? It's crazy to sit back and kind of talk about that with somebody and really get close to that person. Since day one, I've looked out for Troy since he came here. We hit it off immediately, and I kind of took him under my wing, taught him everything he knows about car sales, and he's really changed me as a person too, just in terms of teaching me things outside of car sales and teaching me a lot about life and conversations and people and mental health. So that episode really means a lot to me. Episode 2 is or rank number 2 is episode 22. Real life conversations with Jason to kill time. Another really good one. TJ, why don't you go ahead and take that one away?
Yeah. So I have my uncle, not my blood uncle, but he's married to my aunt. So my uncle, Jason, on. That one was really good. He's also very religious, like Jeff. So that was a whole different perspective.
Is that the one you were talking about, your uncle? Like the trustworthiness of what he says? 'Cause I think you
Yes.
said-
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that
Earlier.
conversation.
Yeah. My aunt, my uncle, and Jeff.
Yeah.
That's who I was talking about. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that was a really good one, especially just because he
That
talked
was
about his
good.
rapping and pretty much just everything, man. That was a
Just
dope
changing his
episode.
life around.
Yeah, talking about how he came up
Yeah.
in the streets and shit and flipped it around and just the craziness. That was
And now, I mean, I know we've said it for like every one of these episodes, but it's really hit me how crazy how we've had people on that majority of the world doesn't know. And I'm sure a lot of the people that even listen to this podcast maybe didn't hear their episode. And that's why I wanted to go over these ones in depth, because I mean, the amount of episodes that we've had where it's just people like giving us their life perspective, and it genuinely changed us three just by having a conversation with that person. And even though
for
it
an
was
hour.
deep and we may have had set up questions like the other last week when we had fucking Chris on, the question that I asked him about, I can't remember, it was like off the dome. Remember when we were all like, holy fuck, that was a really good question. Like,
Oh, the one how it had affected his relationship with his dad.
yeah,
Because
like
he wasn't religious. That question.
yeah, so even though we do script a lot of our questions when we have a guest on, like those are real conversations that spawn. We don't just go right into the next question after they answer. We allow them to answer and then hit them with essentially another interview question just based off of what they said, because
Yeah,
It-
this isn't professional sports. This
we're-
ain't scripted.
yeah, we're
Uh,
we're asking a question to get an answer to cause a conversation. We're not just asking a question to get an answer and move on. And I think we've
those
all
questions are
done
more
a
just like a template.
Yeah,
You know,
I think
just to
we've all
keep
done a
us-
really good job at getting better at that too, since we've had other guests on and becoming better interviewers. And that's why I'm really excited for season 2, man. I want to have so many people on. I want to have my dad on again. I want to have my mom. I want to have Anthony. I want to have JP. I want to have Chris on again. I want to have Matt on again. Maybe even Will and Slates, and just ask those hard-hitting questions, man. I really enjoy doing this with you guys.
I agree.
Man. Way to sneak that little.
Yeah, that little compliment in at the end. At the
Yeah, it
end.
made you both
I
smile.
like
you know?
that. I like that.
It's the little things, man. It's the little things.
It made me blush a little bit.
Anyways,
My feet up, kicking and swinging and shit.
the number one episode of the TKT podcast, according to Slatinator 3000, is episode 8, A Mechanic's Toll. Pops joins the boys to kill time. Our second ever guest, super deep conversations. We talked about a lot of different things, from cars to sports to his upbringing and family, and obviously this one's probably my personal favorite. If y'all don't mind saying a few words about said podcast, because I can go on for hours about that one.
I personally enjoyed it because I don't know your dad the greatest.
Yeah.
So like that episode let me kind of tap into him as a person more, which
Yeah.
was cool. Cause like we've always like, seen each other, said hey, whatever.
We've
Yeah.
always
Kinda
kept the
kept it.
chat, you know.
Yeah, just something real quick.
Yeah.
And then, so that was definitely more of a deeper conversation with them that I never really had before, which was cool.
Travi, do you have anything to say?
Yeah, dude, your dad, like with me not having my dad around anymore and kind of most of my life, like he's definitely an inspiration. You know what I mean? I
His
feel
head's
really
gonna be
close
so
to-
big after this episode. He's never gonna live this down.
Oh yeah, dude.
This is gonna be the highlight. He's gonna
Oh,
talk about
yeah.
this to everyone.
Yeah.
Fire.
Yeah, man. I
Even
mean,
back when I was going to college with you, dude. Like
Yeah.
he just gave me so much. Like I don't even know.
yeah, I mean, he's a believer. I mean, he knows his biggest thing, like with us three kids, is like if we trust you or if we believe in you, he's gonna believe in you. And him and my mom really just raised us to believe, like, hey, a real friend is more than a friend; it's family. So, like he obviously takes that seriously. When I come home and
Right.
said, hey, like this is my boy Travi, like this is my brother TJ, whatever. Like, yeah, that's how it's gonna be. I mean, unless something fucking like drastic happens in our friendship, he's gonna treat y'all like family until the end. But it's just that episode just means so much because I mean, just the shit we talk about, just the little shit, man. Not even like the serious shit, like about cars
Right.
and different things that all us three relate on, and how his impact on that community or on just in general, like his hand in that,
Yeah.
and how much that is reflected on us is huge in my
He's
opinion.
still watching.
He hasn't been in here. Shauna said she was going to get him or calling him, I guess. I'm not sure where he would be at 5:30 on a fucking Tuesday,
Yeah.
but
Uh,
she said,
gonna
Dad
say-
said, really, thank you. He'll watch when it gets posted. Mom and Dad got everyone we bring. What the fuck? Got everyone we bring home, even when it gets rough, for sure. Oh, apparently they're at fucking camp. Why the fuck are they at camp on a Tuesday?
dude, they're just
They
living
got
life.
more fucking
'Cause they
time off,
can.
dude. Like ancient fucks, they might as well retire, man. Fuck, they're never at work. I call work,
Bro, it's enough
they
to
don't
keep 'em
answer.
busy. They'll get bored.
Yeah, no
They'll get bored.
shit. Well, they just got a new camp or a new trailer at camp. I guess they sold the other one and bought a new one, and it's like it's a
Fire.
little bit smaller than the old one, but it's brand new and it's way nicer. Anyways, yeah. But that's all the episodes, man. That's our top 10. That's every episode ranked
Yeah,
by slates. In my opinion, I mean the top 10, top 15 is a really agreeable list. I don't think there might be some that we could swap
Sprinkled
out,
throughout, yeah.
like talking moose versus alligators, like those funny episodes. I don't know if those would be top 10, but
Bro, looking
what
back
was-
though, my biggest regret with this whole first season is never getting my mom to come on.
yeah.
Tried forever to convince her, and she wasn't having it.
No,
She was like,
that's
"I'm not
definitely-
fucking.
I'm not gonna fucking do that."
What the fuck?"
Yeah, my mom wasn't on last time either, but we're gonna have my mom on. We're gonna have Travis's mom on, and we're gonna do that. And
Yeah, that'd be fire.
it's an opportunity that I wish we all could have had. Yeah,
As
damn.
do I.
What a hell of a Jesus.
Yeah.
But hey, that's the
like I
that's
said,
the
we've
way
been
it
through a
was,
lot of
bud.
shit this season, man.
yeah.
Been through a lot of fucking shit. It's wild that it's over.
On to season 2.
That's crazy. Well, boys,
Damn.
if that's it,
That is
Chills.
it.
Chills.
goosebumps.
Literal chills.
Anyways, guys, if you enjoyed this episode of the TKT podcast, the final episode in season 1 of the Two Kill Time podcast. Please leave a like, comment, subscribe on YouTube, and also leave a review on Spotify and Apple Podcasts if you really love us that much. Anyways, guys, we will see y'all in season 2.
Peace.